they didn't want us to see. But they might be able to obscure those in other ways with physical modifications for a parade, for instance.
Now, we're seeing the pilots getting aboard their aircraft. Tell us about these planes. What are they useful for? How would they fare in combat with South Korea, with Japan? Um, Tell us, yeah, share your thoughts.
Yeah, so these are basically the most modern aircraft which North Korea has to offer. They're MiG-29s. They are formerly Soviet. They are fighter aircraft, which during the Cold War were sort of seen as the opponent for the F-16. Nowadays, we know that in capabilities they actually fall quite short of that. North Korea was often reported to have received like 40 of them, but in reality the number is around 12. Three of which are of a slightly more modern variant. Here they've equipped them with all types of neon lights for the parade, so they are better visible at night. We saw some new painting applied to the sides of the cockpits, possibly indicating that they're part of like an aerobatics team, as far as that's possible when you only have 12 of these aircraft. To be entirely honest, this is the best North Korea has on offer. It's entirely likely that if a war breaks out, they'll be shot down in very short notice. But they are used for quick reaction duty, where a couple of these aircraft are on the tarmac on all 8 times, and if their airspace is breached or threatened, in the past they've sent them out quickly to intercept.
And we got 7 right now flying in formation. How many did you say total?
Yeah, this is quite a high number. I think the highest number I've seen in the air at one time was 6 up until this point, and they have like 12 in total. So you're basically seeing over half the entire North Korean MiG-29 fleet.
And just on the right there seems to be, I think I can see a plane without the luminescent lights. You can see some, maybe it's a camera crew flying behind.
Yeah, may well be. I can imagine.
So it looks like fireworks going off from the aircraft itself.
Yeah, fireworks or simply flares. In wartime, flares are used, of course, to divert anti-air defenses and air-to-air missiles, so that the aircraft itself doesn't get hit. Fireworks like this are very, very common during North Korean parades. Typically from their older, slower aircraft, though, because that makes for a prettier image.
Do you think we're going to see something fascinating about this? We're seeing a lot of aerial footage from the planes themselves. I mean, this is very new. We've never ever seen this before. Pretty incredible that they've been able to pull this off. I mean, if this was what are we seeing? Is this the Antonov biplanes?
Yeah, I suspect it is. As far as I can tell by the outline, these are the ancient Antonov 2 airplanes, of which North Korea has an absolutely vast fleet, and which it typically uses during its parades to ride out symbols in the sky, like the Workers' Party symbol here. They also use other old aircraft like the Chinese and Soviet Yak-18 CJ-5. Those are like Korean War era aircraft, which they still operate. Not just for this purpose, but also for wartime purposes, actually.
Now, some laugh about these biplanes. I mean, they are decades old, but if I understand correctly, they do actually have some rather surprising stealth qualities.
Well, I wouldn't talk about stealth qualities per se. Those, like some people say, they're partly made of wood, which isn't true, and that would give them stealth properties for some reason. But they have been outfitted in many cases with like terrain following radars, which allow you to fly very low over the ground, so that radars won't pick up your signature until very late. and they have, if I remember correctly, like 300 of these aircraft, most modernized in service, whose sole purpose is to insert special forces behind South Korean lines.